Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Let me pull up the multi-stream quick. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. Wow, right up to 1281. That's pretty good. Google pulling back a little bit. Probably will sell another round of puts on Google here. I think this is probably a good spot to do so. Again, my target for Google is this weekly fair value gap up here. So I want to see Google make a run higher here. We also have this weekly fair value gap up here that needs to be filled. So that's another spot that I'm looking for. So anywhere adding here or selling puts, I think is a good idea. I sold the 175 put, so if I do get filled, it looks like we'll get a pullback almost 4% before I'll look for a run up into this weekly fair value gap, which is another 8% move. Nike up 1.2. That's good to see as well. Let's look at the regular market. Oatly, who gives a crap about Oatly? Celsius, Hims is down 2%. Oh, Elevance Health down 11% on the day. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let me just want to let one of my friends know about that. All right. Okay, so now going back to the NASDAQ, look at the hourly chart. We're extended two standard deviations above the Asia range. I think today will be bullish, but you have to keep in mind, guys, that we are at all-time highs pretty much now, and they can easily chop the market here. I want to see, why is my daily chart not showing up? Okay. So we're close to all-time highs. Again, this internal high and this internal high are spots that I'm watching, obviously. I will and let you guys know we do have a bunch of earnings next week, so don't be surprised if we get pullbacks before, like almost a consolidation before the run higher. But we do have two perfect sets of equal highs up here, so I will mark these on my chart just so you guys can see them. Of course, if we get a setup, I'll take it. Otherwise, I won't. But we have a set of perfect equal highs here, and then we have another set that formed from all the way back here, I believe. Let's see, where are they? Where are they? Right here. Huh. Let me double check and see where those are from. Hold on, guys. Oh, they're talking about these equal highs right here. Not really significant enough for me, but there is a space between them, so I still do like them for the most part. So either this is the start of a massive breaker, which I doubt, a breaker low, high, lower low, or this is just going to be a consolidation today. That's my better guess. Again, we could easily go up and sweep some equal highs here, sure, but I'm obviously going to stay patient here and wait for an A plus setup if we get it. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Anyone on stream that I know? again, so like one thing I would look at here potentially is a pullback move. So something like this, trade down into this fair value gap to get to an inversion to go higher. That's a potential move. There was a pretty decent inversion here. You can see that we closed above it on the 1 minute chart and then we pushed higher. I was not on the screen at that point, but nonetheless, that was pretty decent. Okay, so that first set of equal highs just got tagged. Now let's see if we get to that second set. I have a feeling we won't, but we'll see. Again, there is no model here, nothing for me to execute on. If we tag both of these sets of equal highs and then we get a little drawdown or like an inversion gap, then that would be something I would take. Okay, so it looks like we are going to get that second set of equal highs. But again, there's zero model here. Not even an inversion on this candle. All right, so there's the second set. Okay, so if we get some kind of an inversion set up here, I mean, this would not be bad either, honestly. IFEG. We'll see if we get it, but if we can get a closure back below, then that could be a nice move to target lower. I have a feeling we won't, but we'll see what happens. Just going to be very patient today and wait for a setup if we get it. I don't know if we will, but again, if we can get a big closure down here, that will be a pretty good setup in my opinion. So we will see what happens. If you guys want to try this one, you can. I want to see this fully filled at least, though. I want to see it tagged back down to the low of this candle. Is anybody taking any trades today? Again, guys, nothing here. We're just waiting for an inversion, potential inversion closure, and then we can target lower. Okay, so almost 1 minute inversion here. You need to see both of these close below before taking a short. But if it does, I don't think that's bad at all. We also have a 3 minute inversion here, which looks really nice. We targeted buy side liquidity. Pretty good in my opinion. And then I would honestly target, so your first TP would be here. In this, maybe this volume imbalance on the 5 minute or the 3 minute. And then your second TP would probably be lower, so maybe down into this 5 minute. I'm sorry, this 3 minute. Let's see if we get it though. So again, we're getting these equal highs from up here. We didn't quite sweep buy side, but we did sweep some liquidity. So good enough for me to take. Just want to see if we get it. And then again, I'm waiting for the 2, the 3, and I don't think a 5 minute is going to form, but if we get the 2 and the 3 to form, then I think it'll be good. Dude, let's go. Riot is pushing now, finally. Okay, so yeah, Riot is going to keep going in my opinion. We finally got that weekly inversion. We have all this low resistance liquidity. You're going to see one of these days, Riot is going to have like a 40%. No, it's going to have like a 20% day. And then it's going to slowly grind up another 17%, then 30%. But ultimately, I still think this has a room to about 90% from here. I want this imbalance to get filled on the monthly chart. That is what I've been targeting forever. You can see the imbalance right there. This is what I want to get filled, so I'm really excited for that if we get it. Let's go. Okay, Tesla's pushing too. Nike, pretty much my biggest positions, Tesla, Nike, um, and ASML are all pushing today. Now ASML doesn't look like it's pushing because it's red on the day on the day, but you can see after that big gap down, we sold off pretty heavily into the session, and then we are basically being bought up. Everything is being bought up here. Now, I still think there is room for ASML to head down further into this gap. I will be buying more if we get to the 717 level. But until then, we're just going to be patient. I did buy some at like 740 yesterday. So I'm up a little bit on that position. But if this just doesn't recover all the way and it does pull back into this gap, I think it's a buying opportunity. If you guys noticed for the earnings report, they were profitable. They had an amazing earnings report. They beat expectations. The only thing that was an issue with this was that they had a lack of guidance. And that lack of guidance was because of the whole tariff situation, Trump situation, blah, 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 blah. So definitely a buying opportunity in my view. Tesla pumping. I think, like I've said many times, guys, I think Tesla is now forming a monthly order block here. And we're going to close above this at 350, and we're going to come up and test the high of this monthly fair value gap that remains unfilled. So my target for Tesla is going to be 373. So we'll see if that does end up working out. All right, looks like we might get our inversion play. Again, I'm looking for a 3-minute closure, so I'm going to wait and be patient, obviously, but if we get the 3-minute close, this is going to be my trade. It looks like they're probably just going to dump it without me, but we'll see. God damn. That's so annoying. So I hate when they do this. They'll drive it all the way down before... Like, if we got the 3-minute closure here, it would have been much better, but we'll see what we get. If we can get a pullback back into it, then that would be another option. I'm just not a huge fan of the fact that we swept this liquidity on the 1 minute. I would have rather seen us close here and then get the liquidity sweeps later so I can move my stop to break even. We do have an imbalance here that we could target. Okay, you know what, guys? I am going to try a sell. Okay, I can't do it on this account, so I'm going to do it on my funded. Obviously, this is a paper one, but still. Okay, I'm going to try a small sell here. And my stop loss will be a 3-minute closure back above this inversion. So again, right there. My first target is going to be the low of this candle right here, or just below it. And then my second TP is going to be this 1 minute fair value gap. So already up quite a decent amount on that candle. But I'm not going to move my stop to break even until this low gets swept. So when this low gets swept, that tells me that there's a more pure break in market structure. And then I'll move my stop to break even, and then I'll hold. So first TP is going to be right here. Sorry, right here, my bad. Just a little bit higher than that. So like right there. And then second TP is going to be all the way down at that 1 minute gap. If they give it to us. If we're lucky, it's going to be right there. Because there is an imbalance here that needs to be filled. So that's the idea behind it. So let's see if we get it. I think that there's easily a possibility we come back up and rebalance this 1 minute first, so I'm not going to be surprised if I get drawdown on the trade. But also, guys, we've already tapped into that, I told you, the second standard deviation. We pushed close to the third, not quite there. But this is easily a spot where we could pull back. I will mark this real quick so we have it on the chart. And then third standard deviation is here. First standard deviation is here. Let's delete this one. All right. Okay, so let's see. Again, I'm allowing for drawdown here. I want to see, hopefully we get a full rebalance of this 1 minute fair value gap. And then that will drive us lower. Hopefully. Okay, so already a nice dump there. It did not actually tap into it, which I was expecting. It could easily still do it. But if this low gets swept, I am going to be moving my stop to break even. Okay, so very close to stop to break even here. I'll tell you guys when. Again, this blue line is that first standard deviation, so don't be surprised if we get consolidation, little mini bounces from there. But I would like to see pretty much the wick, the bottom wick of this candle get hit. This is a very important order block in my view. I'm not going to explain exactly why. It's very hard to explain really, but it's a tiny order block on the 1 minute, but I think it's a pretty strong magnet for price. It's an order block with a volume imbalance and a 1 minute gap right below it. So for me, this is a pretty strong level. So that's why my first TP is going to be in this wick. But again, my stop to break even happens after this gets swept. Okay, stop to break even here. This is a free trade. Let's go. Let's go. And it's probably just going to get completely run through, but we'll see. Again, guys, my entry is right here on this candle. So again, my stop is to break even. If the market comes back up to 23,155, then I'm going to get stopped out on this trade. Okay, beautiful. And again, my TP1 is that wick. Again, why this wick? It's a 1 minute order block with a fair value gap and a volume imbalance below it. So that is a strong draw of liquidity to me. Again, could I be wrong and we get swept up first and I get stopped for break even? Absolutely. But I think I will probably get my first TP. So my first TP is at 23,132.75. So if we come up and get stopped out first, so be it. It's totally fine with me. But I would rather see us tag into this first. If we go up from there, fine. At least I'll get I'll book half my profits. But again, the trade was that 3 minute inversion. This is now, I think, going to form an order block. Beautiful move down so far. Again, I want to see 23,132.75 get swept. Wow, and Riot is really still pushing, guys. Did you guys look at Riot? Okay, almost at TP1. Let's see if it gets hit. Again, why? This is a very important wick to me. Beautiful. Oh, come on. I missed my TP by a tick. Come on. Okay, there we go. All right, TP1 hit, guys. Good job. I would probably move my stop now to the order block here. And I would target that 1 minute imbalance for your second TP. Though I do think there'll probably be a reversal here. So again, I'm going to move my stop loss. I'm going to move it a little lower than the mean threshold of the order block. Just in case I'm wrong here. So that way at least I book some profits on the trade. But what a nice trade. But you can see here we tapped into that little 1 minute fair value gap, and then there is a volume imbalance below, but I'm allowing for the market to come up first. So that is why I'm moving my stop to break even here. Or moving my stop down, sorry. My stop was at break even before. What a beautiful trade, though. That's how it's done. Okay, beautiful. Volume imbalance got touched into. So again, we could get a bullish reaction from there. What I'd like to see here ideally is a trade back up into the 1 standard deviation and then a continued rejection. But again, we will see. Let's go. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get stopped out for the rest for a profit. So I'm going to get about 7 points on this. So our first TP was booked at almost 23 points. And our second TP will probably get stopped out for 7 points of profit. But if not, and we reject from that 1 standard deviation and go lower, then we're going to book 43 points of profit per trade. Pretty good. I'm okay with either. Okay, so my in profit stop here is at 23,150. Right here. So right above this wick. I just want to see this trade down into this 1 minute gap. Beautiful so far. Beautiful. What a move. Let's go. If you guys want to book some profit here, be my guest. But I'm going to let this run all the way down into this imbalance. Let's go. Again, my stop to break even is right above this candle's wick. So 23,150 flat. And I'm taking my full profit just at the first sign of this touching into this fair value gap. So my TP's at 23,112. So this is going to, if it does hit, it's going to be 43 points of profit per contract. Flowfield Music, hello. Tristan, what's up? So, guys, I don't know if you missed it. I don't know who's here on YouTube, who's here on X, but I took this 3-minute inversion. I waited for a pullback back into it, and I took the short. My first TP was the wick right here, and my second TP is down here. I'm on this on a funded account. I try to execute on the screen, but for some reason TradingView's maintenance is not working or whatever for the paper trading, so I could not execute it on the screen. So we just missed the inversion, or that we just missed the fair value gap here, but I still think it's probably going to hit. We're probably going to bring the market back up above this candle's high, maybe trade up into this order block and then reject. I'm short 2ES from 6316, target is relative equal lows. Okay. Nice. We do have equal lows below low of day, so that could easily be hit today. Definitely. We have 2 sets of equal lows, actually. We have a set of lows right here, right below the new week opening gap. And then we have another set of lows down here at 23,037.50 and 0.28. Good job, Tristan. What was the model for your short? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, very nice PA today. Again, sweep of both sets of perfect equal highs, 3-minute inversion, retracement, entry. Like, it doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't. So there's another touch into that one standard deviation. They could easily bring the market back up here, just letting you guys know, into this 1-minute imbalance. I doubt they do that, but they could. Uh, 931 below 830 open, just a tiny bit, then return to take the high before rejecting. 1-minute CISD is what I entered. Nice. Great job, bro. But yeah, I still think this has legs lower. I want to touch into this 1-minute inversion, or 1-minute fair value gap, sorry. But again, unless there's a model, we can't re-enter, but I'm still in this trade. So my stop is right above this candle's high, which is at 23,150. Okay, so now we're trading into this order block. I'm probably going to get stopped out on the rest of this. Yep, there it is. Right? Yeah, guys, I got stopped out by 1 tick. Like, on the tick, it filled my order. So hopefully this isn't what ends up being the rejection spot, but if it is, so be it. If it was at take profit, it probably wouldn't have taken you out. What do you mean? Da 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 na 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 na. Oh. Instead of stop to break even, like that was your take profit. No, so my entry was here, basically where we are now. My stop in profit was here. So at least I booked some profit. I got 7 points out of it. I'm not sure if I'm not understanding what you're saying, Tristan, but this was the entry for the 3-minute inversion, so. I see. Yeah, so you can see, guys, that this was basically the entry for the 3-minute short. So I'm guessing they're bringing the market up here to stop people out before going lower, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. Oh. So it looks like we're going to come up and rebalance all these 1-minute fair value gaps here, and then hopefully that will be the rejection spot, but we'll see. So you really want to see the market reject from somewhere right here if it's going to reject. So if we push back past high of day, obviously then this is all invalid, but this is like the last area where you want to see price moving higher. Okay, so we're very close to that third standard deviation. Maybe we'll get a short from there. I don't know. But really wanted to see that 1-minute imbalance get hit. Unfortunately, they didn't give it to us, but it's fine. We're super close to this buy side liquidity. We missed it by a tick. Very interesting. Yeah, if we end up sweeping all-time highs today, that would be crazy. I think we'll probably end up rejecting somewhere here. I don't know, though. This is very interesting, PA. That's what I will say. So we'll probably come back and touch into this 1 minute gap before going higher if we're going to. Dude, Riot is just continuously pumping. It's crazy. Riot up 4%. Again, guys, I think Riot is going to sweep through all of this liquidity. So get ready for, again, I mean, the first day is probably going to be a 20% day if it happens from here. And then we're probably going to get another... Why is it magnetizing this? I mean, a 15%, 30%, 50% day. I don't know, but there's going to be a massive day on Riot. Like one of these candles where this day was a 72% day. That is wild. Sorry, that was a month. My bad. 72% month. This day was 28%. The day after that was a 34% day. Same thing here, a little bit smaller, but nonetheless still large. This day was a 30% day. The day afterwards was a 27% day. So if you guys are in Riot here, if you see 2 days of like 25% or greater, you should be out of the position. That's my opinion. But eventually all this LRLR is going to get swept, so I'm hoping they do it on this leg of price. But if we get 2 huge green candles in a day, like 25% plus, I'm going to be out of the position. Or at least reduce like 80 or 90%. Sat through a little drawdown there. You're still holding it, Tristan? Bro, if the trade starts going all the way against you and back past all-time highs, you shouldn't be holding a short. Because this can easily run higher. We have our standard deviation above here. We have all-time highs. No need, like... If you entered on this leg of price, I think this is where you entered. I'm not on ES. But, yeah, you shouldn't be holding your position if it sweeps all-time highs again. This is probably going to use this to go higher now. It's my trade for today. Still, bro. What is the validation for your trade anymore? Even if it works, are you going to be happy with yourself that you entered a short here, you waited for it to go past the high of day? Like that's, in my opinion, that's not smart. But you guys can do what you want with your accounts. Oh, ES is not, okay, Tristan, my apologies. ES is not even swept its high of day. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I just looked at ES. Apologies, bro. No, you're still good. And there's technically an SMT right now with ES, so. My bad, bro. Ba-da-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. SMT probably a signal to get out though. I mean, it's still holding. But if you're, let's see, what was your entry? From 3616. Tough call. But NQ's obviously pushing up to that next standard deviation here. Oh. So NQ just formed another set of perfect equal highs here. Just a heads up. At least it was. Yeah, there's another set of perfect equal highs right here. Hopefully we get another setup to target them. Like, if we can stab down into this 1 minute inversion one more time, sweep this liquidity, and then go higher, that would be nice. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to delete this off my chart now. Let's look at the 3, 5, 2 minute. Nice 2 minute fair value gap here that inversed. If we can get a stab down again, down into sweep this low and fully fill this 2 minute before sweeping these equal highs, I think there'll be a nice long setup to target that third standard deviation. So what I'm looking for is this. If we get this, I'll enter the trade. Nice sweep and then another inversion. That'll be TP1, and then we'll hold up to the third standard deviation of the leg, and then if you guys have runners, you can hold them higher. So that's what I'm looking for. Yo, Kay, what's up? Okay, so probably going to push through the equal highs here, if I had to guess, but we'll see. Okay, there's the equal highs, and I'd like to see it go higher than this to that third standard deviation. Okay, so there's equal highs again, and let's see if we can get a push all the way up to that 23184.25. Again, there's no setup here, guys. I'm just basically just tape reading. But that's where I think the market's going to go. Gun to my head. Oh. So super close there. Let's see if we can tag into it or get very close to it. One of the two will happen most likely. Oh. Okay. So there it is. Boom. And yeah. So what we thought was going to be a continuation of bearishness did not end up being, but I will let you know that I still think this is possible today. We just hit that third standard deviation. Maybe if we get some kind of an inversion play up here, so like I think it will probably push higher here. But again, we didn't get our setup. I wanted to see a sweep of this liquidity, and then an inversion play. We didn't get it. But I still think this is going to go higher here. We're still in this 1050 macro, or it's about to start in 2 minutes. Then maybe from somewhere here we get something. So if we get something like this, that would be nice. And then you would go target all the way down. So we'll be patient and see if we get that, but that's what I'm thinking right now. But we're also very close to that all-time high again, right? Yeah, we're super close. So all-time high is up here. So do not be surprised if we get a long all the way up. So if you're in this, guys, I would hold your runner up to high of day. I would have been out most here at this one standard or the 3 standard deviation, and you could hold this up higher. But either right now or a little bit later will be the high of day if it's going to be. Dude, let's go. Everything is pumping. ASML, Tesla, Nike, Riot. All my short-term plays and my long-term plays are all pumping. I took a tour yesterday evening after a sweep. I don't know the time, but it was coming from a 15-minute FVG. Nice IFVG on the 1 minute. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to delete all these drawings. But you guys can see that we're now very close to that high of day. All-time high, I mean. So I'll label it on the chart so we have it right here. But you can see we passed that third standard deviation. So if we're going to get a short setup, it's probably going to be from here. But I need to see an inversion, obviously, for me to take it. I mean, I'm not complaining if we get a pump back to all-time highs, but no trades. Okay, sorry, we did take one trade, sorry. I took this 3 minute short. We got our first TP, which was this candle's wick, and I was targeting this fair value gap as my second, but we never got it. We came close. I should have taken profits here, but I didn't. So I got stopped for break even on the second, but we got about 20, what was it? We got 23.75 points on the first TP. But for now I'm sitting out because I don't really trust anything here. Did anyone else take that 3-minute inversion that I told you guys about? A sweep of both sets of equal highs to trade down. But now you can see this is a higher time frame breaker now. And then we formed an order block here. Wouldn't be surprised if we just keep going up today. Guys, also make sure you like the stream if you are enjoying or learning something from this. So there is a tiny 1-minute inversion here, but, I do not think this is A+. If you guys want to take it, it's good risk to reward. You could keep your stop at high of day, and then you could target this liquidity here. Definitely possible, but not something that I would take personally. Give me freedom, give me fire. And it's forever young. Imagine if this ends up being the short, guys. That would be wild. Again, no way I would be taking this, but to be fair, we are past the third standard deviation. It's a tiny 1-minute fair value gap. We have this buy side here, but technically this is a trade, guys, if you want to take it. I am not going to, but you can if you want. We're in a macro time too, so... Again, super small, but if this ends up collapsing here and you see a bunch of red candles, just know we're probably going all the way back down. Okay, if you're still watching this, let me know if you took any trades. Give me a reason, take me out. Da, 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 da. Bro, why is that song stuck in my head? So we're super close to this buy side here. Let's look at the 30-minute, 15-minute. Yeah, we missed it by a couple ticks. But yeah, if this is going to be a short, this is the spot where it's going to happen. Again, I strongly doubt this is going to work, but if this ends up having a big red candle here, just know it probably will. Do, 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 do. Okay, so obviously that did not work. Like I said, very low probability trade, but if it did work, it would have been a pretty big move. Was this another set of perfect equal highs here? Or did we sweep it by a tick? Okay, so we have triple equal highs that just formed right before that buy side liquidity. That will probably get swept. Okay, there's triple equal highs there. This will probably easily get swept. Again, guys, there's nothing here. I wish there was, but there isn't. Okay, there's the equal highs. There's the 15-minute buy side. And we're probably going to go back to eye of day. Or back to all-time highs, but we'll see. We shall see. The dump and rebuy kind of reminds me of the meme coin days. When were the meme coin days, Tristan? What do you consider the meme coin days? Like what year? Dude, Riot is non-stop. Up almost 6% on the day. And these are baby moves. You'll see. I'm waiting for that 25%er. Bro. Remember this in 2020? Oh my goodness. If this ends up happening again, I'm going to retire my bloodline, but probably not. And I'm never going to hold. What was this? 101% day on Riot in 2020. And then the next day, or sorry, week. And the next week was a 46% week. Crazy. But yeah, 2020 is definitely meme coin times. Last half of 2024, meme coins really started dying out. Yeah, I honestly don't believe we're going to have another meme coin rally like we did in the old times. I think that crypto is going to start becoming boring, and you'll just see Bitcoin slowly grind up while everything else falls behind. That's my opinion. Yeah, it's sad. I feel bad for the people that are like banking on altcoin runs and all this crazy shit, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, so if we do get a pump today past all-time highs, there'll probably be a nice short that forms later in the day, but we will see. I just got like 80 something dollars of interest on one of my crypto accounts, and I just bought I just bought Bitcoin at 120,000. Um, for those of you guys who are not familiar with my channel, my cost basis on Bitcoin is like 37,500. That was where my main ads were. But I always get interest on some stuff that I'm staking. Um, so whenever I do, I just blindly buy Bitcoin. I don't care what the price is. Just in a separate account. It's like fun money. If Bitcoin ends up going to $1 million a coin, who fucking knows? Sorry. Then that will be nice. Just will grow any money that I invest will 10x. Again, I doubt that will happen until probably 2030 or 2040. I mean, but we'll see. Again, it's all fun money. So Bitcoin is fun money. I've done well over a 300% on Bitcoin, so I'm just letting it run. Take me higher. Okay, so we're super close to that all-time high. Let's see if we can get it today. Super close. We're almost there. Let's see if we get it. And boom. All right. There's all-time highs and breaking out of it. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow, what a pump. Everything's going ballistic. Yeah, so now we just be patient, guys. I mean, there's no entry for anything here. Is QQQ at all-time highs? Yeah, QQQ's at all-time highs as well. What's interesting to me, I'm gonna Google. I sold some puts on Google, and we are performing poorly today. Very interesting. You would think that Google would follow the NQ, but it's not. Guys, who thinks I should long this 1 minute fair value gap? Who thinks I should long the 1 minute fair value gap at all time highs? I bet you this works. Back to high of day. I bet you it works. Wouldn't that be so funny? I'm going to say with a high degree of certainty that it works. Again, would I ever take this on a real account? Absolutely not. But just because we're at high of day, I think this is going to be a bullish fair value gap that holds. We'll probably push higher here too. Every nation, na 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 na, celebration. Do 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 do. Da 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 do do do. If you're still watching this, let's take a bet. Does this 1 minute fair value gap work or does it fail? Type 1 if it works, type 2 if it fails. I bet you it works. Again, there's a 0% chance I would ever take this on a live account, but I bet you that it works back to highs, and then I bet you it pushes higher. Hashtag not financial advice. What is my bias? What do you think my bias is, Sandaya? I mean, it's pretty hard to be bearish when we're at all-time highs, right? So my bias was bearish earlier today, and I did take a short. We booked half our profits on it. And then I got stopped in profit for the second half. And now I am bullish. I think this 1 minute fair value gap is going to work up to the upside. Again, I'm not taking it. I would never just take a 1 minute fair value gap at all-time highs. But I still think it'll probably work. We're just tape reading because we're done trading. Unless something so good presents itself that I can execute, but I doubt it. Just like the waving flag. I think we're going to go back to high of day, and I think we're going to push higher than that. That's my thesis right now. Oh. Did you take any trades today, Sandaya? Yeah, I'm just tape reading. Just staying on for whoever wants to watch, but I already took my trade. No need to be greedy for the day. We're profitable. It's much more fun to watch the market and tape read when you're green than when you're red. Trust me. Okay, so pretty interesting rejection there. I honestly was expecting that to sweep back at the high of day, but again, super low probability fair value gap. If you think this is a fair value gap you should be taking at all-time highs, you've probably lost your mind. Just being honest with you. Again, could it work? Absolutely. Is this a reason for you to take a trade? No. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so there's a liquidity sweep. This could easily pump through this. Easily now. Again, I would never, ever, ever, ever take this this long. Because if I'm wrong, this is gonna dump like, whew, at least 42 points. But again, I'm not gonna short at all-time highs. I'm not gonna long at all-time highs. So if you guys can't stay disciplined and not click buttons on a day like today, after taking a profitable trade, then you cannot be saved. Could this short work? Sure. Is it A+? No way. We have too much, look like we have too many fair value gaps below us. We don't know, you have no idea where, if this is going to bounce, where it's going to bounce from. Like zero idea. Dude, I'm so hyped on Riot. If you want to try this 1 minute inversion, I wouldn't say that's half bad. Would I take this? No. But you can if you want. Wow. Do 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 do. Sandaya, did you take it short? Just out of curiosity. A song of a deep blue sun. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. This is so boring, but what's probably going to happen here is we get consolidation near high of day. Maybe nothing happens. If we get this inversion, though, you could try another long, honestly. But yeah, I wish you guys the best. Thanks for sticking around, and I will catch you guys in the Discord if I see anything A+. And congrats if you're holding Riot, congrats if you're holding Nike, congrats if you're holding Tesla, congrats if you're holding ASML, congrats if you're holding Amazon, congrats if you're holding Google. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I wish you guys the best, and I'll catch you guys on the live stream tomorrow.